Yep.
Hey girl, how are you? We finally did it.
I know we finally did
Oh,
it. Good to
thank you
see
for being
you.
patient with me.
Oh, I appreciate you communicating with me, and to be honest with you, uh I was in no rush for this, to be honest. The
Yeah,
like the girls that I interview for the season, it's more pressing.
yeah,
This is something that I wanted to do because I just felt it's important that we're not only just looked at, like I said, as just the athletes,
yeah.
it shouldn't just be that we open our mouths and speak when we're getting ready for shows and when we're in season.
Hmm.
And to me, I feel we have more to say. And what's more important to the overall picture is what we do off the stage,
Right now.
what our lives are like
Yeah,
the real shit, the real stuff.
yep.
So, I guess we can just kind of start it off with, how's your week been? And, you know, tell me a little bit about where you're at from a mental standpoint in your off season as opposed to when you first started. So we've been about like 90 days or so. So just kind
Yeah,
of walk me through that a little bit. Just take your time. This is no rush, and I'm gonna hit it.
absolutely. Yeah, we're like 4 months post Olympia, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And recently, my mentality has definitely changed for the better. And no lie, off season is like the hardest thing, and it's hard for everybody. Um, Me going from the Olympia to off season, I had this great plan for what I was going to do. But then I got that Olympia plague that went around, and I was out for like 3.5 weeks afterwards. Like, no training, no nothing. My body went from ninth in the world to feeling like I don't even look like I lift anymore. So, there were a lot of days I spent crying. There was a lot of days I spent 0% motivated to get off of the couch. Um, and pair that with like seasonal depression, it's cold. Like I took almost like 3 months of the year to just like start to feel normal, to allow myself to process and to allow myself to just be. Because last year, was the best year of my life. It was very go, go, go. It was prep all the time. And to go from that to no longer having a goal anymore and kind of being like in limbo, like I just needed to allow myself to just relax. And so I did that. And recently, now that I've had time to let my body recover from strenuous prep, I'm finally back in the gym and I'm like killing it. My strength is through the roof. My workouts are again, I'm feeling like more passionate about it. Cause for a little bit there, I was like, fuck, like I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. And I'm like, this is my job. Like what I used to love to train. So the fire it's come back a lot more. My workouts have been, next level as opposed to how it's been last year. Like, when you're in a calorie deficiency all year, your workouts start to turn into bullshit. And so it's been great to be able to like push weight. I haven't pushed in a long time. It's still definitely a mental fuck to look at myself, but I'm just trying to remember that, this is all part of the process. And what I'm doing right now in this moment is what is going to make a difference in how I look on stage, however long from now. So even though I don't look the way I want to look, I'm trying to remember to put so much emphasis on the fact that, like, what I'm doing is going to make a difference later, even though I can't see it. I just have to remember that. Um, but let's see. But yeah, no, I'm feeling a lot better for sure. Unfortunately, I can only fit in extra large t-shirts right now. So I literally put a shirt on earlier to go to the grocery store, and I'm like, dude, babe, I am like so uncomfortable in this shirt. Like, I can't wear larges anymore, which is
Right?
awesome, you know. And my girlfriend yesterday, we did cardio, and I'm like walking in front of her, and she's like, dude, your back is like this big. And she's like, let me take a picture for you. So, you know, as much as like I am very uncomfortable in my body right now, it's getting better. That's just going to be something that us competitors, some of us deal with it, some of us are totally fine with it, but it's something that I really struggle with. And I feel like it'll be something that will always be difficult for me. Um, just because I like to look shredded, you know, I mean, like you do too. I mean, we're like content creators. So a
Yeah,
lot of,
and that's what I was gonna say. Our money depends on how,
yes,
and so I've been trying to find that sweet spot myself.
dude,
And
it's hard.
it is, it is.
It isn't. And as much as, you know, my boyfriend tries to remind me, and as much as who else, I shot with somebody else recently, and they're like, you got to remember that people love the off-season look too. But it's like, dude, how can I feel sexy and my best when I don't feel that way when I look at myself?
Right.
Um, and I've been kind of struggling with my feminine energy. Like I feel like it really dimmed recently. And so it's hard to want to like, you know, get on webcam. It's hard to want to create content when you're like your feminine energy is just like, so that's actually something I'm really starting to work on, and I'm forcing myself to have at least 2 days a week where I get up, I do my makeup the way I've not done before that I want to try. I try to create a reel or something that I've seen on Instagram that I want to recreate. Force myself to take some pictures, you know, like put music on, record myself like dancing or whatever, you know, like try to get in touch with my like my like feminine side again, and look over the videos and see what I like and see what I don't like. And in a way, like that will help me become a better model. It'll help me be more aware of my body. It'll help me pose better. Because when you look like this, you don't want to look in the mirror. You don't want to like practice modeling. You don't want to practice posing.
Right.
But it's important for us to do that, even at this time.
Oh yeah, I think that's very important. And it's also important to communicate that we do have that period where we do wrestle with ourselves, because people see us and they think, oh, we're confident in our bodies and what we got going on all the time. And I mean, I remember even just having conversations with fans at work, like, and they're just like, wait a minute, you have, and I'm like, yeah, there's some moments where I look at my body in off season and you guys, it may pass for you, but I'm like, oh, I miss the hardness. I miss I miss certain things that I felt allowed me to kind of play the part that I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And, and also, as much as there are that do like the off season, there's a big pull that just loves us on. So there is that, I'm not going to lie, especially for,
Yeah.
I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
That's a complex.
Mm.
And this is, I don't know if this is the longest, but this is going to be the longest, where I've been active, but taking time off and really just being like, right now I'm just doing a little GH. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, just being mindful of just keeping my body where I want to keep it and healthy. But
Yeah.
again, photo shoots come up, things come up. And I remember talking to my coach, he's like, well, well, why don't you? And I'm like, no, I don't want to play that game, because it's
Mhm.
like, we take the time to level ourselves out, get ourselves good, get ourselves to a place where we can accept ourselves in that space and grow. So it's like, there is that pull to kind of, because you want to look good for that shoot, you want to look good for this, but you have
But
to
we
keep.
do look good. That's the thing. We do look good. But to us, we're
Right.
like,
I'm saying from my mentality. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
saying from an outward mentality. So
yeah, that's true.
yeah. So I definitely understand where you're coming from because again, as creators, as models, we don't really have an off, you know,
Mm-mm.
even as athletes, but it's even more so, I feel like, and that's another reason why I wanted to have a conversation with someone like you, because not only are you a bodybuilder, but you are a content creator. And
Mm-hmm.
I had kind of like a similar exchange with Andrea about it, Andrea Sawyer, Rip
Yeah.
Kick. So that was a big struggle. So it's nice to just hear it because I feel it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes the inner struggle of you want to look your certain part and feel your certain way, and you have to be okay knowing that this look is okay too.
Yeah.
Work with what you got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is seriously, it is a big struggle. And if anything, I learned last year that I need to capitalize next time on my conditioning and stuff and really take the time to have days where I create as much as I can to store for later to drop when I'm feeling like this, and because after the Olympia, like February and March were my slowest months ever, like on OnlyFans, and I'm like, dude, like I can't do this, like um, when it's your bread and butter, like it stressed me out a little bit. But I did need time. I took most of February off to really not even like respond back to messages and stuff because it is very draining. It's very taxing on us, and people don't. They think, oh, OnlyFans is easy, but no, like there's a lot that goes into it, and I needed just like that mental break. So I'm back on it. I'm back to trying to do my thing on there, create the content, but that, also OnlyFans does really help make you feel a little bit better about yourself for sure, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that just being in this arena alone and having those fans,
Mhm.
gas us up, support
Oh
us, hype
yeah.
us, like when we're like, what do you, oh no, you can do no wrong, like that kind of mentality, like that they have. Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm like, can I just put that in a bottle and just on those days and just take a little shot of that?
Right. Just a little sip of that confidence.
Yeah, just a little step, but I like the fact that you touched on the parts where you have those seasons and having to plan. And that's something that I think is important for us to highlight. And if anyone's watching that is a content creator and is doing, because I know that I have gone through like a tough couple of years since like 2021. So it's been up and down for me. And I've had times and months where I didn't do anything at all. And I like, dang, I'm suffering. Oh, because if you don't show up to work, it just, and you can create, but like you said, when you run out and you're not able to have that extra to just kind of like throw it out there while you're taking that time,
Yeah.
that's what slows you down. So being mindful of, okay, when I'm up, and that's what I was having a conversation with a friend about. I said, I'm going to capitalize on the time where I have the high, the energy, I'm feeling good, and I
Yes.
can just I'll go on a blitz and
Mhm.
just rack it up.
Yeah.
Then when I need to pull back, I'm down, I'm not feeling it, I have that stuff already working for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, last year, I feel like my competing career even started, once I won nationals in 2021. So last year, all of it was like so new to me, like getting that conditioned, feeling that way for months, the lack of energy for so long. Like, as much as I wanted to like create stuff, I was just like so tired and I hadn't experienced this before. So now that I've been there, done that, and I can look back, I'm like, okay, I have ideas written down that have planned for when I'm shredded, and I'm definitely going to capitalize as much as I can on it because I was just too busy being in prep last time, like feeling the weight of prep. So now that I learned my lesson, next time we capitalize and we make that bread. Yeah.
But I've taken a longer break from content creating.
Yeah.
And I kept camming because it was something I could do on autopilot. It
Yeah,
was
I
something
remember
that,
I remember when we had chatted back in like 20 2020,
Mhm,
and you were saying like, you were like one of the top on there. You were just on there all the time, fucking killing
mhm.
it. And it motivated the fuck out of me. And even sometimes when I'm like sitting here like on camera, I'm like, bored. I'm like, fuck, she was killing it. Like I just always remember that. Like
Oh,
I'm
really?
like, yeah,
Thanks.
it's hard for me to sit there sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Especially
But
because,
I do enjoy it because you get to talk to your peeps.
yeah, and honestly, to be quite honest, I am more loyal to that site than I am to the OnlyFans, because a lot of the people that come on that the site, her biceps, they're really about us,
Yeah.
and about, more concerned, even if it's a little fantasy, it's a little what, but they're invested in it. Like once
Yeah,
they
they're like,
yeah, there's more of a connection. The
yeah, yep,
OnlyFans to me felt like it was just too like drive through, like kind of like, fast food type of,
it
and
is true.
you're right. And when you're coming on to talk to us, and that's why it's like I feel I had a little problem like when I first started being able to talk about it. I did. And now, especially because I realized how well I've done, I've finally had people like kind of say, you know what? No, you have to own this because you've kind of made it as a business because of how well
Absolutely.
you've done in that arena. And so now it's like I want to start having these conversations because it's like I want to be able to encourage others that you can do this. You can create your own brand and you can leverage that to become whatever you want in this space. And I've said it to many people, and because I think it's appropriate, I do have a sense of pride now in the fact that if it weren't for being a cam girl, I wouldn't be an IFBB pro and I wouldn't be an Olympian. Wouldn't
Absolutely.
have
Right
done it
here.
as fast as I did it.
Right
From
here
off
too.
the street in 2018, never did a show my entire life. There was no hiatus, there was no break. It was like, what's going on? And then as the money, I say it over and over, as my body got better, the money got
Go to
better.
the money.
That's exhausting. You're trying to focus on putting your body together, like you said, and you have to promote yourself. You have to put up all the stuff. But when you're doing the webcam, because they promote for us,
Yeah.
and you establish yourself over time, you don't even have to worry about that. Like,
No.
to be honest, not having OnlyFans last year at all. I didn't have
Yeah.
OnlyFans at all.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they got rid. They told me, I don't know, they were going through some things in 2020. I can be honest about it on here. 2021. And I used that as a sign. I was like, I gotta keep my head down. And something told me, you gotta focus on competing. And that's what allowed me to do that. Keep my little hours,
Yeah.
keep my little regulars, and keep my head down. And I didn't even have to show up until, oh, one Omaha. Okay, let's go back underground. Keep my little head down. Okay, Olympia.
And I have to like piggyback off of you saying like, because of these sites, you were able to be X, Y, and Z. And that 100% is why I've been able to, again, do what I've done too. Like, I was homeless in 2020, like for 2 weeks, like have my entire adult life lived paycheck to paycheck. I've had cars repoed. I've never been able to just like be financially stable ever in my life. It was always just trying to make it, right? And once I started OnlyFans, I started in 2019, but I think 2021, things really like started picking up to where like that's when I was able to have my first ever apartment by myself. Like I never in my life imagined I would ever be able to do that. No, that was no, was it middle of 2020? No, it was 2021. And then it allowed me to not have to work a job where I had to go work for someone else. I was able to dedicate all of my day to get ready for nationals, right? And once nationals came around, then it brought me tons of opportunities. Like I really didn't even get to have an off season after nationals because right after that, I did the video shoot with Toblo for her album. I did a bunch of modeling for Assholes Live Forever. Like I never had a chance to like get fat, and really like have a real off season where I got to put size on where that was the focus. So with this being like my first real off season, I'm excited to see what I could do. But also it's like, man, I've had these like modeling opportunities pop up and I'm just like, damn, you know? But because of, these sites, they've given me everything that I need to succeed in bodybuilding. And I'm forever grateful. I will tell anybody and everybody, yeah, because of OnlyFans, I've been able to do what I'm doing. And I have no problem telling anybody about that. It's been a blessing for sure.
Exactly.
As long as I keep putting out, good content. And I definitely plan on putting out some great stuff here next time I'm shredded. Um, but yeah, I did love doing the collabs with Ariel. We did a little like muscle worship video that was super fun and just like some photo shoot stuff. And it was great. She's awesome.
That's good. She's from Australia.
Yeah, yeah. She was in town for her biceps, I guess. We had met the year before when she was in town for them, and we did a workout video for YouTube, and it is one of my most popular videos. So I was like, dude, let's get together next time. Let's do a photo shoot. Let's train or something. But we only got time to do the photo shoot, unfortunately. I, in my head, after winning nationals and I'm like getting ready for my pro debut, I'm like, okay, I'm a small fish in a big pond. Like, all I know is that like I need to look at myself compared to these women because I don't know how I stack up. Like to me, I felt like I was, don't have enough density. I don't have enough muscle maturity. I don't have enough muscle. Like, so once I was able to be compared to like some of the best, like that's when I was like, okay, I am I am a professional bodybuilder. Like I can myself feel like that is truly what I am. And so that was a great feeling, stepping on that Chicago pro stage as my pro debut and not getting last place. That was amazing because in my head, I'm like, I'm nobody. Like, until I got that third place, and I'm like, oh shit. My boyfriend, he was like, you're up there, and I was crying. And like he was like, because it's just it's like you're meant to be up there. So that was a really great like eye-opening moment because we do everything every single day focused on getting on stage when we don't even know how we're going to stack up. So once I took third place at that first show, I was like, okay, everything's been worth it. Everything that I have been through over these years where all I knew is I just need to keep working out has been worth it because I have a spot, you know. I felt like I was finally belonged where I should belong after feeling like I didn't belong for so many years. And at USA's 2020 was the last year I did women's physique. I placed third, and it was just like very clear that I was just like too big for women's physique. So yeah, we go far back actually.
Yeah, and I remember me saying, no, you're bodybuilding. And I remember when you won, messaging you and saying, you did it, you did the damn thing. And I was so proud of you. And I have watched you go from someone who lost her mom, a girl who was struggling, a girl who felt broken and lost, and now go to the Olympia.
Yeah.
And you've done it at an age where most of us were still trying to figure it out. Like, and so that's something to really like take back. And I'm sure you have, but again, I'm saying this to you. That is something to really just take in and just be like, not revel in it, but just be really proud of that because you didn't use your loss, you didn't use your circumstances as an excuse to hold you back from becoming something greater. And to me, that's the big takeaway that I feel someone could get from your story and who you are. Really wanted to say that to you and highlight that here.
Thank you. That does mean a lot. Yeah. It's just crazy to think because it happened very quickly. Like once I figured my life out, things just really started to fall in place. And
Mhm.
so I'm extremely proud of looking back at the year because, you know, it was like 3 days shy of me being a turning pro that I went to the Olympia. So
Mhm.
like that was just something I never even thought that would even happen. Like I feel like I kind of have like imposter syndrome sometimes because I'm like, no, this isn't, I'm not supposed to be here. But like I do. I've been working, even though through all the shit over the last like 10 years, nothing ever stopped me from going into the gym every day with like the goal of like one day getting on stage. Like, yeah, I could never get my diet in check because I was just fucking everywhere mentally. But once I did get it in check and like I said, things started to fall in place, it was like ding, 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 like, you know, you're supposed to be here. Like this is what you've been working towards, and now the fruits of your labor are finally like, coming to fruition. Um, yeah, it's been unreal. That's all I can really say. Still, four
Yeah.
months. later.
Well, manifesting is real
Mhm.
and setting intentions is real. And, I attribute my journey to being able to set those intentions and
Yeah,
manifest those things. And, it sounds like that's exactly what you did. There were moments where your subconscious was just roaring so loud with where you were wanting to go that it just took you, regardless of what you were feeling, and just said, let's go,
yeah,
going whether you like it or not.
yeah. Ready or not, baby.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So I'm excited for, the rest of my career as a bodybuilder. I'm only 31, so I have, you know, mostly the pros are like in their almost 40s, like the top ones. So um, I'm excited to just see what the possibilities are in the future. My focus right now is like getting my life handled, right? So during last year and stuff like that, like I put a lot of stuff on the back burner of things I needed to do. And so now my goal for off season is to handle all those things, handle all those loose ends. I am looking into going back to school. Um, there's just I'm trying to like self-improve myself, my mind, my soul. Because when the time comes for prep, I can't do that because I'm focused. Like, so my off season isn't just gonna be about getting physically bigger or reaching a certain weight. It's okay, I did my taxes, I'm handling this, I'm getting the school thing started, checked off. Like, because bodybuilding isn't gonna be here forever for me, and neither will content creating. So I need to figure out some other things that I really plan on doing with my life. And be prepared for that when I do plan to stop competing. I also have that career um, because it's not going to be there forever, and I realize that as much as I wish it would be, especially content creating, that might not be there forever. So yeah, the off season for the goal, my goal for the off season is life, life stuff.
Now, school, do you mind?
Oh yeah. So I plan on going to esthetician school. I really like trade schools. My very first career out of high school, I was a licensed manicurist. So those are like things that I love to do. And as I've gotten older, skincare has been something that I've really grown like fond of and very interested in. I was like, you know what? Let's fucking do this. Like, let's go back to school. And my girlfriend is taking over a wellness clinic here in Vegas, and talked to her about it, and she's like, go to school. We will get everything that you'll need for hydrofacials, whatever. She's like, and you can have a spot here. So, you know, now I just gotta go to school and get it done. and then basically kind of have like a little thing started already. So I'm excited, even though I heard that esthetician school is like high school all over again. But it's okay. It'll be awesome. I'm gonna do like the advanced esthetician course, which you learn like laser hair removal, tattoo laser removal, all the other cool like laser stuff.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I'm excited. Yeah. Didn't think I'd be going back to school anytime soon, but now's a great time to get started. Plus, like I have the time to dedicate like 3 or 4 days a week to go to school. I would tell anybody who's looking to start creating content and making that is to just dive like head first and don't think about like what other people are going to think. Um, don't even focus on that. Like, do this for you. Do this because you want to put out quality content, you want to share, and just be yourself. You know, people, they connect more when they feel like they know who you are, not like this fake person online. They want a relationship, they want a connection. So be as much of you as you are and share as much as you like and just don't hold back and yeah.
Well, that's very, very good. I think in today's age, be who you are. Don't hold anything back. Be unapologetic. That's pretty much the mantra, right?
Yep. But I would like to say I want to see more girls coming up to women's bodybuilding.
Where you're at right now, you're doing great.
Yeah, I feel very blessed, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Well, that's it for this episode of the Bodybuilding News' Women's Physique Report. I am Danielle Willis, again with Chelsea Dion, and stay tuned for more. Thank you guys so much. Until next time.